Okay. So, I'm going to punish myself emotionally, and I am taking you for a ride. For the ride. Valiant Hearts, The Great War. Question: is this game violating the Geneva Convention, or did they get permission? I believe that is a Red Cross. Also, a lot of the Red Cross's dumb defense of other people not being able to use not being able to use the symbol as a general means of like health in a positive way. Like you always want to go for the health. Um, is that they want their symbol to be respected? That's why their symbol is there. That's why the symbol is in the games, is because it is respected. Like, okay, let's put it this way. What do you want? Let's put this on a psychological level, okay? What do you want to teach people about emergency medical assistance? You want to teach people to go for the Red Cross? Or do you want to teach people to go for the box with the pill symbol on it? Or the green cross symbol? Or something else? Because, why would I go for the Red Cross when all these other symbols do the same thing? You know? No, like, Red Cross, just let game developers use the symbol. Like seriously. It's really dumb to be that style of protected, or that amount of protectiveness on the symbol. Anyway, you play? Hold on. I'm gonna see what this does. Okay, it just brings up Ubisoft Connect. I don't know if it'll actually do anything. There are more than 100 collectible items. Oh no. Oh no.
August 1st, 1914. After the assassination of Prince Franz Ferdinand of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the German Empire declares war on Russia. Because of established alliances, France is preparing for conflict. A few hours after the announcement of the general mobilization, German civilians living in France are asked to leave the country. Karl is one of them.
Was it named Carl? Shit.
A few days after Karl was deported, the war was hungry for more and took away Emil as well. A heavy-hearted Emil was called up to fight and left the farm for Samuel. Like so many others, he had no idea what fate had in store for him.
Okay, so there's no up and down, it's just left and right. Oh boy, this is gonna have a lot of reading. War is declared. June 28th, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austrian-Hungarian throne, was assassinated in Sarajevo. Forgive my pronunciation on a lot of this stuff. I have no idea how to pronounce them. As a result of the chain of diplomatic and military alliances in place, the event launched Europe into an armed conflict that, with the involvement of colonies, took on a global dimension. August 1st, Germany declared war on Russia. August 3rd, Germany declared war on France. August 4th, Britain declared war on Germany. August 11th and 12th, France and Britain declared war on Austria-Hungary. Oh, there's tabs. The barracks and the regiment. Battalions comprised of a battalion headquarters and 4 companies. A total of 1,007 men in all. Companies were composed of 4 platoons, in turn divided into 4 sections, each of the 12 men commanded by an NCO. Britain was slow to mobilize on the Western Front. Half its army was overseas, and with a genuine fear of invasion, infantry divisions were held in reserve in Britain and not included in the British expeditionary force. Holy crap, that word caught me off guard. That is not a word I read often. That might actually be the first time I've read that word. While conscription only came into force in 1916, voluntary enlistment was initially overwhelming, with 750,000 men eager to show their patriotism. Railways. The outbreak of the war, each country was eager to dispatch its army to as quickly as possible to gain the advantage. Railways were essential for mobilization and supply. By August 1914, the British realized the importance of rail in the war effort and dispatched Royal Engineers to the front to build new lines. By 1917, 40,000 enlisted railway soldiers were working for the RE in France and Flanders. Hi diddly how, neighbor. The debacle of August 1914. In the early fighting, the German army made swift progress. After invading Belgium, they marched on Paris in late August. French troops retreated en masse, and Units were outflanked and repelled, taken prisoner or killed. The months of August to September 1914 marked the bloodiest period of the war, with over 880,000 French casualties alone. The French authorities described the debacle as an organized retreat, or to win over the public opinion had begun. Look at him jump. He's funny. I'm in my underwear. I'm not the only one in my underwear. There he is, tooting his own horn. Oh. Big one. Oh, you have to manually... German helmet. The legendary pointed German helmet, the Pickelhaube, was used by German forces until 1916 and was then replaced by much more efficient steel helmets. Different parts of the helmets, including the point for defense against saber attack, were adapted according to the rank, origin, and weapon used by the soldier. On some helmets, the point was rounded. I didn't know it was to defend against saber attacks. That was so, okay. There's some education here, I guess. Well, I'm starting to wonder if I missed something. Because this looks incomplete. Weird. Okay. Yeah, I think the one I was looking at initially was not, not well put together. Haboob? You say haboob? I'm going home. Bye. Tinder lighter. While petrol lighters were popular in the trenches, soldiers also used tinder lighters. Cotton wick was doused in saltpeter or lead chromate to make it more readily flammable, and was extinguished by simply drawing the wick back into the cylinder. Oh. Interesting. Okay. I didn't know that was a thing. I tried rotating it the other way to lower it back down.
My dear Marie, we are on our way to Paris. The atmosphere here is strangely cheerful. I hope that the harvest goes well. Rely on our neighbors for help. They've always been gracious and charitable people. I'll write again as soon as I get my assignment. Please kiss my little grandson for me.
At the train depot in Paris, trying to reach his regiment at Platform 21, Emile would meet the man he would soon fight alongside. The man who would come to be his truest friend.
Okay, how'd that get lodged in there? Station master's whistle. Steam trains made stations very noisy places. There were no loudspeakers and no display panels. The platform officials had to shout train information to passengers. Whistles were the best way to attract passengers' attention. I don't know where you keep getting those, bub. Fucking thief. Letter from a French soldier. Oh shit. August 14th, 1914. Dear parents, I am all set to be mobilized to the front. Going to take Alsace and Lorraine back from the Germans. Don't worry, I'll be home before Christmas. All my love, Marcel. Marcel. I wonder if they used actual, like, letters. Because there are a whole bunch of those that have been documented. So this was war. That's mean. That's mean. In 1914, Barrows did not yet exist yet, and at school, children learned to write with metal nibs, or more often, and especially in the countryside, with whittled goose feathers. Sheer volume of war correspondence saw metal nibs become more widespread. Yeah, if we didn't have a world war, how long would it be before metal nibs became more common around that time? Hey, big bro, dude.
Thank you very much. I'm Freddie. Where are you from? Who are you listening? Nice. Good luck, my friend.
August 21st,
Wow, I actually understood that.
1914.
He said bye. Good
Emil's
luck, my
regiment
friend.
was sent to fight against the 71st German Division, led by Baron von Dorf. The general cheer of the first hours dissipated into the fear of first combat.
Crap. Okay. Wait. Oh crap. Weren't machine guns a World War II thing? But he survived.
Miss Marie Chillon. Private Emile Chillon, from the 150th Infantry Regiment, was wounded by enemy fire on August 21st. He has been captured by the enemy. Hopefully, you shall receive news from him soon. Freddy, originally from America, enlisted voluntarily in the French forces at the start of the war. Behind his bravery hid a man already devastated by the war's effects. A man with one sole obsession: punish those who had destroyed his life. It was at the Battle of the Marne that Freddy finally picked up the trail of the regiment commanded by Baron von Hof.
French identification tag. Created in 1881, in the wake of the French defeat against the Prussians in 1870-1871, French identification tag indicated a soldier's name and surname, year of his conscription, his place of birth, and ID number. Dog tags were used to identify corpses on the battlefield in an attempt to overcome the problem of soldiers missing in action and unidentified bodies. Oh, this dude's a beast, man. Oh, you have to press forward in the button at the same time. Gold button from a French uniform. French Army's Horizon Blue great coat had gold buttons. The buttons, not to mention their distinctive red trousers, proved problematic on the battlefield, as they shone in the sun, making soldiers easy to spot by the eye. Oh crap. Whoa! Damn it! I should have saw that coming.
It was at the Battle of the Marne that Freddy finally picked up the trail of the regiment commanded by
Oh, you're kidding. It's gonna make me do the whole thing over. Oh. Okay, at least I keep the items. But another day walking, we heard cannon fire. Shit. this is kind of a difficult pause. Yes, okay, there we go. Never mind. Yeah, I kind of fucking think so. I don't know what to do there. Ah, okay. There we go. Headquarters map. Soldiers did not have sat-nav to pick their way through the countryside. The only tools they had were a compass and a headquarters map. Orienteering duties were the reserve of officers and non-commissioned officers.
Oh, yeah.
German cartridges. German 7.92mm Mauser cartridges. The diameter of the German machine gun ammunition was standard whether used in light... Machine... Maschinengewehr? What? Maschinengewehr. Or heavy schwer Maschinengewehr. The same diameter was used for the standard German Army issue Kar 98K rifle. The only C96 pistol, or only the C96 pistol used by officers was of smaller caliber, 7.63 millimeter. Oh, look at that. That's weird. Take close look at the bricks. The ground moves underneath the bricks. Oh shit. Damn. How do you knock him out? I thought you might, like, distract him? And climb up while he's distracted, but that doesn't seem to be the case. least I got it. I got the collectible. Embroidery. Household linen was precious, and it was often customized with embroidered initials. Contrary to received ideas, embroidery was not an exclusively female pursuit, and many POWs embroidered during captivity. Need to lay down. Adjust. Ah. Nope. Zero time at all. I don't know how you do this. Friggin' dirtbag! Bell distract the soldier on the right. Pick his body for the collectible. Letter from a German soldier, September 6th, 1914. My dear parents, I'm doing fine and the weather is good. I hope everyone is well in Bad Dürkheim? Dürkheim? Our progress is swift. We shall soon be in Paris. What do you want me to bring back as a souvenir? Yours, Gunther. There's a penguin.
Thanks to support from British forces, the German plan failed. The front line moved back to the north, and with the arrival of winter, froze. Soldiers holed up amid a vast labyrinth of trenches and tunnels that would become the indelible image of the Great War. Karl's regiment retreated to the outskirts of Neuve-Chapelle, the same camp where Emile was being held prisoner.
Hinterhang Mallet. Heppa, Clips.
6 million prisoners of war. Between 1914 and 1918, over 6 million men were taken prisoner, including 1.2 million German and 200,000 British troops. Despite the 1907 Hague Convention and the efforts of the International Red Cross, prison conditions and forced labor proved harsh for conscripts, and hundreds of thousands never made it home. Letters. Letters remained the only real means of communication with the outside world. Radios and telephones were only used for military ends. All soldiers wrote to their loved ones back home. War correspondence was free of charge. This created logistical and financial problems. 10 billion letters and postcards were sent to and from the front during the war. The early war postal system was chaotic, but then the front was then separated into sectors with its own postcode. The visit from the military postmaster was eagerly awaited. The Battle of Neuve Chapelle. March 10, 1915. British shells literally rained down on German forces. For the first time, the technique creeping barrage was used. A barrage where the fire of all units targets the same position for a period before advancing one line at a time. The infantry's advance was synchronized at a safe distance behind this barrage so that German lines could then be overrun. That day, 530 cannons fired over 216,000 shells. That is to say, one shell per weapon every 2 minutes. When I was a kid, I basically came up with that strategy by myself playing StarCraft. Using the siege tanks and advancing like normal standard lines of soldiers. The Garwal rifles. In the early 20th century, Great Britain and France governed huge colonial empires and put them to use during the war. Indian troops were deployed by Britain in the Middle East as well as on the European front, made an important contribution to the war effort. Many victories were achieved thanks to their bravery and discipline in combat. A monument commemorating their sacrifice stands in Neuve Chapelle, France. Trench life was difficult. Soldiers were confronted with cold, rain, and mud. Dirty water meant that diseases such as dysentery, typhus, and cholera flourished. Depth of the mud also presented dangers, and the soldiers sometimes drowned in shell holes or in the tunnels leading to the trenches. Explosives. Trench fortifications required the use of explosives to penetrate enemy lines. Long tunnels were dug under no man's land beneath enemy trenches, inside which explosives were placed. The English used cordite, a powerful explosive that could be detonated. Photo frame. Even though photography was not widespread, many soldiers had their photos taken before setting out for the war. Professional prints were developed on photo paper and applied to a hard backing to prevent tearing. Some photos were directly printed as postcards, especially group conscript photos.
Est-ce que ça va?
Dearest Papa, We live in a climate of uncertainty. Germans use the people of Saint-Mihiel as human shields against the French bombings. I hope the Germans treat you well, and that your wound has healed. Your grandson sent you kisses. I sent you a picture of him. All my love. Please write soon.
Adieu, Karl.
Oh crap! I saw it too late.
Merci.
That's a hell of a spoon. Friggin' war spoon.
Schwander Lüchtlings, der Blunderklump.
Huh? I can give him a bottle. I love it. Oh.
C'est bien, c'est bien. What? Ah. Allez, oui.
Oh, come on. Maybe I need to jump on it at the same time. Yep, okay.
What? That's it. Sepia, sepia. Bullshit.
Yep, I knew it! Valiant Stories Contest Memorabilia. Lace Tightener made by Corporal Lucien Dufourmentel, great-grandfather of Benoit Idres. Made from a melted-down cartridge case. Lucien served as an electrician in a searchlight division whose mission was to illuminate enemy positions. Many thanks and congratulations to our winner, Benoit. Huh.
Hey, what? Выбушь.
Ooh. Crucifix. The majority of soldiers believed in God, and some were symbols of their religion. War offices had to make provisions for different religions, and a variety of religious ceremonies was performed at the front by different faiths. Priests, vicars, and rabbis offered succor and compassion to soldiers. Muslim soldiers from the colonies were organized into separate battalions for practical reasons, and their beliefs were also respected. Halal food was provided as well as Muslim moral services. Halal? I don't know what that means.
What?
Here's the thing. I didn't, like, attack it or anything. I just, like, walked into it. Sorry, Pupper, but I think I'm gonna need that femur.
Same here, same here.
Oh, you can just pet the dog. Just whenever you want. Compass. Soldiers used compasses to gain their bearings in open countryside. They were used in conjunction with the headquarters map. Orienteering was the reserve of officers and non-commissioned officers who issued soldiers with directions. Well, I have the collectible. Oh no.
What? Okay. What?
The British troops continued their attack on Neuve-Chapelle. Their next objective, take back Port Arthur.
Sir. Yes, sir. Come on, boys, let's go.
I mean, you could just go around, dude. French coins. All troops were paid in their country of origin's currency and paid compensation in the local currency. The British earned 1 shilling a day, around 3.21 GBP slash 5.2 USD in nowadays currency. So $5.42 a day today. Or close to it. You know, whenever this game was released. The standard King Shilling and 20 francs every fortnight. These 20 francs had a face value of 40 pounds, roughly 50 euros, 70 USD, and were used as the main currency, with the locals eager to barter whatever few goods they could trade. Business always prevailed, so locals near the combat zone would agree on payment in foreign currencies as well. I don't know what your 232. Oh. Freaking hold on to it. Don't give me that. Put in the 3 I gave you, asshole. Kukuri knife. Okay. I actually own one of those, by the way. Not a World War II one, but a much newer one. It's actually pretty sizable. It's more like a dagger, actually. The Kukuri knife was used by the Gurkhas, the British unit comprised of colonial Indian troops. This Nepalese weapon was standard issue and became the symbol of the Empire forces. Its heavy, thick, and curved blade was designed for striking as well as cutting. Now, here's another thing it was designed for, although it doesn't say it here. It's so you could reach around your opponent's defenses in melee combat and slice at tendons, like Achilles tendons and whatnot. It's meant, the blade is meant to go around things like shields. That's why it's curved forwards. And other specific types of front-only armors. Oh no. This guide is also incomplete. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, so the thing I'm looking up for all the collectible locations. Yeah.
Merci, mon ami. Du Ragnar. Galleries for neuf. Yeah, come this way.
Amidst the never-ending attacks and counterattacks, Freddy and Emile hunted the elusive Baron and his regiment in Ypres.
Oh, shit. That's right. Mustard gas. Yeah, maybe you guys should like leave at that point.
On April 22nd, 1915, chlorine gas was used for the first time by the Germans.
Chlorine gas. Okay, so there's a way around this?
On April 22nd, 1915, chlorine gas was used for the first time by the Germans.
Battle of Ypres. Ypres was key. Ypres was a key strategic town in Belgium, especially for the British. It was the gateway of the North and thus to Britain. Canadian troops were deployed in the front line, and they proved their endurance and dependability in combat to the Allies. 6,000 Canadian lives were lost in the battle in April 1915. First gas attack. April 22nd in 1915, at Ypres came the first gas attack in history. 5,730 cylinders of chlorine were opened by the Germans in favorable winds. Chlorine gas caused burns to the eyes, skin, and lungs, even through clothes and rubber boots. The effects were devastating. The only defense found by the Canadians was to cover their noses with a urine-soaked handkerchief. Oh man. Zeppelin bombardment. Zeppelins were invented in 1900 by the German Count von Zeppelin, but the first long-distance flight didn't take place until 1908. Zeppelins weren't much slower than the aircraft of the period and were first used in reconnaissance. They could also fly at higher altitudes, so from 1915 they were used to bomb civilians in London and Paris. The Dogs of War. It is estimated that by 1918 the Germans had employed 30,000 dogs while the Allies employed 20,000. Dogs were recruited from dog pounds and the police force, while many families also enlisted their pets. Dogs had a number of roles as sentries and scouts in postal liaison and equipment transport, locating casualties and explosives, and as mascots. Main breeds deployed were German Shepherds, Doberman Pinschers, and Bouviers. Bouviers? Bouviers. Okay, so how do I... I can't just run for it. What am I missing? That cutscene didn't happen before. Oh!
Go!
Zebia. Wybośnie. What? What?
Okay, so there's something else I need to do here.
What?
Right.
What?
Canadian Identification Tag. Start of the war, Canadian identification tags are formed by a large aluminum disc, which was because they were an emergency issue and had a unique shape. They were soon replaced by standard British tags, as were those of all British Empire forces.
Hey, what?
Okay, I can't jump down. I might take the hint. Like, what the hell else do I do here?
What?
Oh.
What? That way. Hey, what?
Urine-soaked cloth. The only defense against a gas attack before masks were introduced was to cover the nose with a urine-soaked handkerchief. Urine reacts with chlorine differently in the handkerchief to form less noxious products, limiting the effects. It was not the most hygienic solution, but it was always better than a lungful of hydrochloric acid. No shit. Arf.
That's it.
Solved. I guess it's solved.
What? What? Hey. Hey, what?
Wait. There we go.
Come on, man. Emil, let's go.
Uh-oh, where's the dog?
Emil, let's go.
Bye. Letter from a Canadian soldier, 21 April 1915. Dear parents, we are in Belgium, a truly flat land that reminds me of our Winnipeg plains. Big difference is that it's so damp here, which makes the cold even colder. Guys and I are going to make you proud of us. The Canadians will be the big heroes of this war. We'll write again soon. Stephen. Why am I still using a spoon? A friggin' ladle? I didn't even. I didn't even notice that it was gas covered. Gas canister deployment strategy. Gas canister deployment strategies were simple, but they did depend on the weather, especially on winds. Gas use required a constant downwind towards enemy lines to avoid the gas returning to its sender. Any battle plans were therefore dependent on the weather forecast. Belgian Shako. Belgian Army's distinctive Shako resembles a top hat with a rim replaced by a visor. Shako was replaced by Izer cap, a soft cap with flaps that can be pulled down over the ears. The cap was called the Izer because Belgian soldiers massed behind the river Izer to hold off the German advance.
What? Thank you, my friend. You well? Don't worry, friend.
Pocket watch. Time was an important factor in soldiers' lives, and military strategies for attacks and rolling barrages were based on tight chronological synchronicity. Pocket watches were the only way to tell the time. Realize sundials are older, right? Pocket watches were the only way to tell the time on the fly while moving, not the only way to tell the time. And there were actual clocks, too.
Her name was Anna, a Belgian student living in Paris. She was hard on the trail of her missing father. For once, fate smiled on them. They were all going in the same direction. But while approaching Vimy, a German squadron spotted them.
Really? I mean, good song for this.
Allez, allez. Emile, allez!
Oh crap. Periscope. To observe enemy trenches without drawing fire, officers and soldiers use periscopes, mirrors mounted in a tube that could be raised above the parapet with no risk to health. And then they became a toy that I had during my childhood. But that's not real hidden pup. Infantryman's flask. Soldiers frequently suffered from thirst, and water supplies were far from regular. All soldiers had canteens in which they transported water, and also wine. Some also had flasks or goatskins, which were less heavy to carry. Trenches. Between the sides, there was an imbalance in trench conditions. After securing a head start in trench construction, Germans reinforced them with iron and concrete, while the Allies had to wallow in mud. The Allies' changeover policy maybe contributed to this. Allied soldiers had 7-day shifts on the front, whereas German soldiers were allocated a specific zone for an indeterminate period, giving them a chance to settle in. The Labyrinth. Vimy and Neuville-Saint-Vaast were two positions the Germans were quick to fortify. Here they built the Labyrinth, a complex network of trenches and tunnels, connected to underground sleeping quarters. Allied armies unsuccessfully attempted to seize this key position on numerous occasions. Due to the huge number of casualties in late 1915, the position was declared impregnable. Memorial to the Moroccan Division. The Moroccan Division, whose motto was "No Fear, No Mercy," combined soldiers from across French colonial Africa, and the Foreign Legion. The division included the Moroccan Zouaves and the Tunisian and Algerian infantrymen. In 1915, the division seized Miami Ridge, but in the absence of backup from the battalion headquarters, they were forced to retreat after 2 days. Moroccan Division is the only division whose flags were decorated with the Legion of Honor. Naval cannons. Naval cannons were capable of firing heavy-duty 800-pound shells. Due to their weight, they were mounted on special rails for transport to firing platforms. In the event of retreat, artillerymen were instructed to destroy the cannons rather than let them fall into enemy hands.
Ah,
Kijk voor.
Fuß?
Walt. Ja, ja, moesje. Hey, hey, Walt. Walt.
Vial of Nevrosin. That shit. To combat problems of morale and physical fitness, army doctors sometimes distributed Nevrosthonine injections, composite of magnesium and potassium, intended to give weary soldiers a hearty boost. Good pupper. Ooh, okay. Go, go, go. Okay.
What? 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 What?
Ah.
What? Hey. Oh, snap.
Good pupper. Okay. The next collectible's around here somewhere. I get it. You can't knock him out? Okay.
What? Anyway.
Letter from a German soldier, 21 April 1915. Dear Andrea, we've been stuck down this hole. We've been stuck down this hole since January, and I can't stand it anymore. I'm sick to the back teeth with living like a rat. I really miss life as it was before. Strolling beneath the linden trees with you, I even miss working in the factory. All my love, your Dieter? Dieter?
What?
Battery died. I need to get myself a corded controller. corded controller is so low on the list of priorities right now. Not even funny. Although I do have a legal obligation that if you donate to my Patreon, that money goes to the channel. So it has to that money has to go to stuff for this channel.
What? What? Hey, what?
Epilepsy warning.
What? Hey, what?
I like how you can just do that. What do I do here? Oh. Oh. Like he's not gonna see that. Oh, you saw nothing. Wow, we have regrowing dirt, people. Tin of sardines. Soldiers were all fed by their respective armies, but they also received parcels from back home to improve their daily lot. Tins of fish or pate gave them a more copious nutritional meal than their daily army fare. The hell's the dog doing down here? Just in case. British coins. While the war raged on, life continued in the economy too. The war economy was composed of both barter and currency systems. Soldiers purchased provisions in town using their pay. 1914, the pay of a British private in a line regiment was 1 shilling a day, the standard King's shilling. Obligatory deductions were made for a wife and children, 6 pence for the wife and 1 pence a day for each child. Nowadays, 1 shilling has the estimated purchasing power of about 3.21 global GBP. or $5.42 US dollars. In 1971, the shilling was replaced by the 5-pence coin thanks to decimalization. You gonna pet the dog too?
What? Hey, that's... C'est bien, c'est bien. Oui, bon chien.
No.
Bon chien. Allez, oui.
Go pupper. So we've got another puzzle. What? Oh.
What?
Baron von Dorf had escaped again, but Emil had still managed to find medicine for Freddy.
Thank you, my friend.
They were quickly back on the road again. Their journey would take them to Rans, where they would at last pick up the trail of the elusive Baron and his Zeppelin.
Yeah, about to say, we just healed you. Okay. What? Smoke inhalation doesn't kill that quickly.
Allez. Merci, Walt. Merci, monsieur. Hey, Walt.
Advertising brochure. While the war raged on, life continued back home, and brands still advertised their products. Naturally, soldiers were used to promote brand image and boost sales. This brochure is advertising war bonds to help the government finance the war effort. Overalls. Practically all able-bodied men were mobilized at the front, but production still had to carry on. Women took over men's roles in factories and other traditional male positions, working for much lower salaries. Some even held positions of responsibility and were involved in decision-making. This new role changed women's status in British society. Shit.
Vas-y, ici.
What? What? Allez, vas-y. Merci beaucoup. Vas-y. What? 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 Hey, viens ici. D'accord. What?
Okay. Oh. Really? I have to go back? Oh, no. No, come on. Aw.
Hey, what?
There was another step to all this.
What? What? Hey, what? What?
You... It's... Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no.
Their journey would take them to Rhine,
But we'll just redo
where
that.
they would at last pick up the trail
If you
of the
miss one...
elusive Baron and his Zeppelin.
Okay, that one is missable. That is bad game design. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to go back and get the collectible in a game like this. Especially that one. There is no reason to not have the dog be able to hit the lever again. None. Okay. Rheims Cathedral. The city of Rheims suffered during the war. September 19, 1914, as the Germans retreated from the city, they set fire to the cathedral. Then, as the city was so close to the conflict zone, bombarded by Zeppelins and cannon fire. During the bombardments, the statue of Joan of Arc in front of the cathedral lost a hand before it was dismantled and stored in the catacombs. By the end of the war, only 1,500 inhabitants were still living in Rheims. The home front. With practically all able-bodied mobilized at the front, women and children and the elderly were employed in factories to ensure weapons production. Women took on traditional male jobs. Some even held positions of responsibility. The role changed their status in society, and in the wake of the war, women over 30 years old were given the vote. Women's Institute held its first meeting in 1915 with the aim of encouraging women to become more involved in food production during the war, and the movement flourished.
Allez.
Oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that?
Merci beaucoup. Merci, vieux. Merci beaucoup. Merci, vieux.
Merci.
À l'aide! S'il vous plaît!
Oh, it still counts as me having it. Good. Okay.
What? À l'aide! S'il vous plaît! What? Vas-y! What? Allez, vas-y! Merci, vieux. What? Allez!
Got no reason why you shouldn't have been able to do that. Safety razor. The safety razor was an early 20th century invention and shaved more safely than barber's blades. In 1917, safety razors were standard issue in United States soldiers' kit because it had been noticed that gas masks provided more effective protection to shaved forces.
Ah! What? 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 Ah, what? What? C'est bien, c'est bien.
Wait, didn't I just rescue that kid?
What? 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 Merci beaucoup.
Do I have to do this again?
What? What? What?
I have to do this again, don't I? Ugh, game.
What? 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 Hey. Hey, what? What?
This is pretty damn frustrating. So unless there's another guy I have to save by a fire. Early gas mask. While gas masks were in more widespread use on the front, they were also available to civilians, and in French towns close to the front, like Reims, they were fairly common. This early model was one of the first composed of a cotton compress doused in a neutralizing solution and applied to the mouth and nose, similar to the British Black Veil.
What? What? What?
So, where are the bolt cutters? I thought I picked those up before I ran to the house on the right. Maybe if you die, it unloads it from your inventory for some unknown reason. War Godmother Certificate. To improve morale on the front, an association was created in France in the early 1915 to provide succor and support from behind the lines for soldiers without close families. The war godmothers sent letters and parcels, forming close relations with their godchildren away from the front. Huh. Okay, so where's the last one here?
Oh, merci.
Oui. D'accord.
Active Service Paybook, a paybook belonging to a British soldier. It also contained practical details such as a last will and testament form, as well as the names and addresses of close relatives to contact in the event of death. The book also served as a regulations guide to a good conduct, advising men in this new experience you may find temptations in both wine and women. Must entirely resist both. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow. what am I supposed to do here? Okay, so you can't punch him back. Oh. Apparently this game has 4 chapters, and that was chapter 1.
Anna was training to be a veterinarian when the war broke out. The Germans were only 20 miles from Paris when she received a letter from her father. He was in good health, but implored her not to return home to Belgium until the war's end. Patience, however, was not one of Anna's strong suits.
Okay, we're not doing chapter 2 tonight. I'm actually gonna continue to game hop a little bit. But yeah. Game's been put together pretty well. I'll go ahead and read facts for this for now. Before I end the stream. The Germans at the gate. In September 1914, the German advance took them to within 20 miles of Paris. The government had already fled to Bordeaux and was expecting Paris to fall. In the north, most of Belgium was occupied, but under the king's command, 75,000 soldiers kept Ypres and Isser out of the German hands. Taxi to Marne. September 6th and 7th, 1914, General Gallieni requisitioned 630 Parisian taxis to transport troops rapidly to the Marne, while relatively few soldiers were actually transported. 4,000 in all, 3% of the total number of men deployed in the battle. The impact of the public was huge. The event became a symbol of solidarity for the nation, and the Marne counterattack saved Paris from German occupation. For the day, my life was saved twice today. First by an American soldier and then by a dog. But I'm free at last. I saw Carl before the bombing. I hope he made it out alive. First by an American soldier and then by a dog. They got that wrong. Because remember, first he was in the German camp, and they started getting shelled. And he ran to the building, which was collapsed. The dog saved him. And then later, when the dog got caught in the barbed wire, he tried to save the dog, and then was saved by the American using the cannon or howitzer or whatever the hell it was to blow up the vehicle coming towards him. Anyway. Yeah, Carl is alive. I caught sight of him flying a Zeppelin heading south. We're looking for him again tomorrow with Anna and Freddie. Missed them by a whisker. It won't happen again. My younger brother's letter was sweet. It gave me a real boost. It's good he's back in the States, miles away from this. That kid has a knack of getting himself into trouble. On the march to Belgium, where this damned regiment is stationed, not alone at least, I met a funny old French farmer guy, Neil. Doesn't say much, but if I understood right, his son-in-law's German. How crazy is that? Not a day goes by that I don't dream of you. Those freaking shells nearly did it for me. There's no way I'm giving up so close to my goal. Apparently their leader's called Von Dorf. I'm going to get him. Everybody else are just pawns in his game to me. Bells all over Paris started chiming at 4 p.m. this afternoon. It was eerie. Somebody in the street told me it was for the troop mobilization in case Germany declares war. I'll write to Father to find out what's going on in Belgium. I'm not sure, but that spelling mobilization might be wrong. Is that supposed to be a Z, or am I wrong? Huh. I guess we'll find out right now. I'll look it up. Mobilization. Yeah, that's a misspelling. I mean, I can't blame them too much. They're from 1914 and 15. Feels strange to return to Germany. At least Emil can take care of Marie and Victor. Things should calm down in the months to come. It's all so meaningless. Emil, there, right in front of me, sprawling on the ground. Why did his regiment have to come up against mine? I hope he pulls through. He's one tough cookie. must find out what POW camp he's been taken to. At last, I found a meal just moments before the shells started flying. I hope he's managed to dodge the bombs. The letter he showed me filled my heart with joy. Marie is well and Victor is growing up. That's all that matters. This morning in Ypres, von Dorf made us capture some scientists. The army is interested in his work, and apparently he'll help Germany win the war. He seems like a nice fellow, but it's hard to find out anything else about him. Von Dorf is keeping him closely guarded. Not a day goes by that I don't think about my Marie and my little Victor. I haven't seen him for 8 months. I miss them so much. Today the Germans invaded St. Mihiel. Fortunately, the troops spared the farm. I took shelter in the cellar with Victor. Now it's going to happen. After Carl, it's Daddy's turn to leave. Why did they have to call him up? Wasn't it enough to expel my dear sweet love from these lands? Why do they want to put Daddy in uniform? He's too old to fight. Now they've left me all alone with the harvest on the way and Victor to take care of. The letter gave me such a fright. Poor Daddy. He's been wounded and taken prisoner by the Germans. I don't know if he's seriously injured, if he's being well taken care of. I've been told prisoners are allowed to receive letters. I shall write to him tomorrow. Today the Germans invaded St. Mihiel. Fortunately, the troops spared the farm. I took shelter in the cellar with Victor. Oh, wait, no, that's the first one. Oh, there's a number at the bottom. Okay. Okay. Alright, time to switch to a different game for now, I guess. Yeah, pretty good game. Got to, ciao for now. We'll be back soon.